Hi guys, this is the second part of Chapter 8, The Watsons Go to Birmingham, the Ultra Glide. Dad missed Felix the Cat, Soupy Sales, Beanie and Cecil, the Ray Dean Show, and Betty Boop. He missed Mama getting up and Byron getting up, and when he finally got back, we were all sitting on the couch watching the worst cartoon ever made, Clutch Cargo. Dad walked in and turned the TV off. Dad! Sorry, kids, everybody's got to come outside now. You too, Daddy-O, and you too, Willona. I got a surprise. Dad made us stop at the front door and get in line, one behind the other. Mama first, then Byron, then me, then Joey. Except for bald-headed Bi, we were all laughing and wondering what Dad's surprise was when he opened the door. Following Dad, we walked down the front porch steps and stood on the sidewalk like a little parade. I bet the neighbors wondered what the weird Watsons were doing this time. All right, Dad said. When I say it, I want everybody to close their eyes, and I'm warning you, anyone who looks before I tell you to is gonna get it. My eyes, of course, would be sealed. If a bomb exploded under me, I'd be standing in a hole with my eyes sealed. Even if my head got blown off, they'd have to say, here's that kid's head, and yep, his eyes are locked tight as a safe. Byron said I was stupid for listening to everything that Mama and Dad said, but if I was so stupid, why was he the one with a great big bald shiny knotted up head? Dad said, okay, now hold on to the person in front of you by the shoulders. Willona, you hold on to mine. This is only going to take a minute. He said that last part because Mama rolled her eyes and was real close to stopping everything by turning around and going back into the house. All right, close 'em. Mama gave her last straw look and closed her eyes. Then so did we. Dad shuffled us a little bit, and then we all stopped. It was real hard not to peek. Okay, keep 'em shut. I'm not playing. I heard a car door open, heard a loud pop, and then heard Byron say, "Oh, man!" Me and Joey cracked up. We knew a certain person had peeked and got popped right jab smack on his bald head. Finally, Dad said, "That's it. Open your eyes. What do you think?" Dad opened the driver's side of the brown bomber and standing with one arm pointing to the way of the inside of the car. In the middle of the dashboard to the right of the steering wheel, something real big was sticking out. Dad had taken one of our giant towels and set it over the thing. Everybody stood there staring. Finally, Mama said, "Daniel, what on earth is that towel doing in there?" "The towel is fine, Willona. Aren't you wondering what's underneath it?" "Yeah, Dad, what is that thing?" I asked. "Well, Kenneth, since you be the only one to be with any curiosity, I guess you'll be the one who gets to unveil the bomber's latest edition." I crawled into the front seat and raised the corner of the towel so no one but me could see what was under it. I couldn't believe it. "Dad, it's great." The rest of them, Byron included, crowded up to the brown bomber's door. Mama had a worried voice. "What have you done now to this car, Daniel? What's under that towel?" I grabbed a corner of the towel. "Ladies and gentlemen," Byron interrupted me when he saw I was going to tease them. He said, "Oh man, just pull the blanked towel off so I can get out of here. I ain't got all day to listen to your mess." He was in a hurry to get out of someplace, but never had anywhere else to go. "Byron, how many times have I told you about saying ain't? And Kenneth, you stop playing and move that towel this minute," Mama said. I talked real fast before Mama could get any madder. "Ladies and gentlemen, the newest addition to the brown bomber." I whipped the towel aside. "Our very own drive-around record player." Mama went, "Oh my God," and gave Dad a dirty look, and then walked back into the house. Joey squealed, "Ooh, oh boy." Even cool old Byron forgot how cool he was and screamed out, "Oh man, this is too hip. No one's got one of these. Speedy don't even have one in his Cadillac. Too much, man, way too much." Joey and Byron climbed into the car on the other side of me. Well, we all said, "Turn it on, Dad." I knew this was kind of a disappointment to Dad, the way Mama had acted. She really hurt his feelings by walking off like that, and some of the time I think she forgot how sensitive Dad was. Even though he acted cheery with us, I knew it wasn't the same for him now. I knew if Mama had stayed and hadn't gone off mumbling about money, we would have had a whole lot more fun. But Dad forgot all about this real quick and got excited about showing off the record player. Dad was like me. He loved putting on a show. Or as Mama said, we both loved acting a fool. Dad was the best at it, though, and I couldn't wait until I was as good as he was. Well, 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 Dad said, leaning down to the car. I see you three have the ultimate in taste. I see you've chosen the top of the line, the cream of the crop, the True Tone AB 700 model, the Ultra Glide. We had two, because right on the front of the record player, in big red letters, it said TTAB 700 Ultra Glide. And as I am certain you are aware, the problem in the past with this new technology in automotive sound has been road vibrations interfering with the accurate dispersal of the phonetic interpretations. Huh? Byron said. Dad said, in other words, I'm sure you know that in the good old days, every time you drove over a bump, one of these things, the needle would jump and scratch the record. Me and Joey played along. We know, we know. As I am sure such a fine, intelligent family as this one, it is, Mr. and Mrs. Watson, and your son, isn't it? Oh, no, Joetta said, and pointed to Byron. This son isn't ours. This is just a little juvenile delinquent boy that we feel sorry for and let us follow around some of the time. Our real son has hair. Even this didn't bother Byron, who was amazed by the Brown Bomber's latest edition. Dad kept imitating the guy who sold him the record player. Yes, and I am sure a nice family like this one is aware it is only last year that the scientists of the autotronic industries made a brilliant, beautiful, breathtaking breakthrough and developed a suitable system for controlling these vibrations. Yeah, I said. I saw it last night on the news. Walter Cronkite said it was a miracle. Dad laughed. Precisely, Mr. Watson. Walt has two of these babies in his car and one on his motorcycle. We know, we know. Yes, the vibration problem has overcome by the exclusive vibrodynamic lateral anti-inertial dampening system. Dad had memorized that word because right on the arm of the record player it said VDLAI, dampening patented. Come on, Daddy, just turn it on. Stop teasing. Now, Mrs. Watson, be patient and tell that little juvenile delinquent that follows you around that if he touches one more knob on the record player, I'm going to pull his fingers off. Byron mumbled and sat in the back seat. Before I dazzle you with the semotic sound of this unit, let me point out some of its less appreciated features. Oh, please do. Oh, man, just turn the blame thing on. If I got to listen to all this jive, I'm going to go in the house and get some real cool sounds. Byron opened the passenger door and ran into the house. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Watson, I'd like to direct your attention to the rear of the classic automobile. Me and Joey crawled up to the back seat and looked out the back window. On the rear shelf, a hole had been cut out and was covered with the same stuff on a screen door. I can see you're wondering what it is. Well, let me explain. What we have here, believe it or not, is a second speaker. And I could tell by the intelligent look on your face, Mrs. Watson, that you have grasped that the speaker is not only placed in the rear deck haphazardly. No, ma'am. Some people think you just hack a hole in the back there by any old mechanic, but nothing can be further from the truth. That opening is scientifically and mathematically positioned by a factory-trained technician to enhance the TTAB 700's true high-fidelity sound. Wow. Byron exploded through the front door with an armful of 45s, and Mama followed right on his tail. Byron Watson, don't you stomp on those stairs like that, and don't slam that screen door. She trailed Byron all the way to the car, fussing him the whole way, and I knew she was using Byron as an excuse to come back out and see what was going on. I guess all that laughing and fun we were having made her want to join in. Now that she was back, Dad really started cutting up. Well, 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 Mrs. Watson, Dad said, but not to Mama, to Joey. I see your beautiful young daughter has decided to join us, and not a moment too soon either. Why don't you scoot on over a bit and let her in? Joey loved a chance to pretend she was Mama's mom. She patted the seat next to her and said, Come on in, honey. This is really cool. Mama slid in under the steering wheel, half smiled on her face. Wonderful, wonderful, Dad said. Byron lifted the record player that was already on the turntable and started to put one of his cool songs on. Put it back, son. You'll get your turn. First, we have a special request for a certain young lady from a certain handsome young man. If you'll excuse me, ma'am. Boy. Mama puckered up her lips to squeeze down a smile and crossed her arms over her chest. Joetta giggled, and me and Byron scrunched up our faces. Mama did a fakety little slap on his hand and smiled. Dad turned the key and the brown bomber fired up. Okay, young lady, here's a special number you requested. Dad couldn't help himself and started imitating a disc jockey. Here's the man with the patter. Here's to spin the platter. Why, it doesn't matter, 'cause the world is getting fatter. I'm the man with the tune that'll take you to the moon, that'll make your poor heart swoon. I'll hold you like a spoon. I'm the man with the jive. Byron chirped in. Ain't that the whole natural truth? But Dad didn't miss a beat. Put your love thing in drive. Bring your world alive. Mama slapped her car seat. Daniel, start that record. All right. Dad stopped his rhyming, not because Mama told him to, but because I bet he ran out of stupid poems. But first, let me tell all you people out there in Radio Land that this number was requested by Miss Willona Sands for a wonderful, wonderful man in her life, the Big Daddy of Love, Daniel Watson. But we here at Flint's only soul station, Wham, dedicate this song to Daniel from Willona. Spin it, Maestro. Dad reached over past Mama to start the record player. Joey grabbed my arm and with one hand squealed into the other. Byron was grinning like a giant bald-headed kindergarten baby. Mama still had her arms crossed but was starting to smile. She brought one hand to cover her mouth. My foot was tapping on the brown bomber's floor a mile a minute, and I couldn't make it stop no matter what I did. I guess I was grinning pretty hard too. Dad's hand touched the knob that said start written on it, but before he turned it, he pulled back his hand and said, first, however. We all screamed, Daddy! Oh, man, come on, man. Come on, Dad. Daniel. But Dad wasn't through yet, and you couldn't rush him. In fact, the more you complained, the longer he would take. He wanted to put his hand up to stop the noise. But first, we at Wham want to apologize to the 9 other women who called in requesting love songs to be dedicated to Daniel Watson. If they stay tuned, we'll play their songs later in the evening. Mama said, that's it, and started climbing out of the car. It was fun, that's it, though, not a serious one. Dad blocked her at the door and finally turned the knob that said start. Then he got into the back seat. We all froze. Even the brown bomber seemed to get quieter as the VDLAI arm from the record player lifted itself and moved toward the 45 on the turntable. The arm dropped and a hollow little boom bounced around in the car. A moment of silence, and then the most beautiful notes of music I'd ever heard came from the car, front of the car and the back of the car at the same time. Boom, da-da, boom, boom, da-da, boom, boom, da-da, boom. The notes were so deep and strong it felt like we were sitting in a giant bass fiddle. Mama screamed and put her hands over her mouth. She recognized her song after her first couple notes. The guy on the record started singing, Under the Boardwalk, and I had to turn around and look because it sounded like it was right in the back seat. We sat in the car for almost 2 hours as everybody got a chance to go in the house and get their favorite records. Even though she had a pretty good record player in the house, it couldn't compare to the sounds that came from the scientifically and mathematically put in speakers the brown bomber had. The Ultra Glide cast a spell on all the weird Watsons. Byron was always saying that Mama couldn't stand to see anyone having too much fun. But to be fair to her, I have to say that she stopped us from having fun in steps instead of all at once. First, she thought the music was too loud and made us turn it down. Then, after all of us kids got 4 songs each, I played Yakety Yak all 4 times. She made us get out of the car. She and Dad played Nat King Cole and Dinah Washington and all the other singers. Then she said to Dad, did you tell them yet? Oh no. I leaned into the car to get a look at Mama's stomach. This sounded like the way Byron and me found out we were going to get a sister. Everyone's ears jumped up. Something big was going on. All right, I'm going to stop there.